my name is Derek from Tomcat Gas Training and welcome to this video on which gas boiler gas engineers would choose for their own homes. Well, this video has come about because of my video which is the best boiler for 2020 and the comments what have been left on that video. So I don't want to waffle on the intro, so let's get on with this video and let's find out why I'm doing this video, and right at the end of it we'll find out which gas boiler gas engineers would choose for their own homes. Let's get on with it. So basically the whole idea of this video, if you haven't seen it, is trying to explain that there really isn't such thing as which is the best boiler for 2020. Because it all depends on, number one, your budget, number two, what type of system you have in your house, whether it's a combi, a heat only boiler or a system boiler, how many bathrooms you have, how many showers you have. So it's all dependent upon a load of different factors. Now let me just read you a few of these comments because they are quite interesting. Let me just get my phone. So Mark says, electric boilers, gas is obsolete technology. And David said, don't buy a gas boiler, gas is being phased out. Well, I think if you read the news you'll find that the government is trying to phase gas boilers out in 2025 for new builds. Can you imagine the chaos of changing everybody over to electric who's got gas now? That's never going to happen, not in my lifetime anyway. So Mr. Miniaturist 412 has said people size their boilers for hot water flow in the shower, not heating. Well, he's obviously not a gas engineer because that's not what you do at all, but I see where he's coming from. Shanzia, ideal is the worst, had problems since day one in new property. Thanks for the video. Sorry about that, but I didn't make the ideal boilers. Harry said, if Boris and Carrie Two Nuts gets their way, whoever that is, you'll all be going out of a job soon. So again, that's not going to happen, is it? So, how do they think this is going to happen? If all cars are going electric and all boilers have got to go electric, they've obviously not worked on electric boilers and seen how rubbish they are. The technology's going to improve there. It's only going to be in new builds. It's going to take a long time to phase out gas. They're also bringing in hydrogen first, so anyway. GW says thanks for nothing. So I don't think he watched the video all the way through. And then poor Carl went on a full rant on me about I didn't come up with the figure of 1800 for a combi swap. That's what the internet comes up with, the average combi swap, and I think he nearly had a heart attack the way he was going on there. But you can buy a boiler for 400 quid, mate, and I know guys in our area in the northwest who will fit combi swaps for 1200 quid. So you rant about do him a favour, and it's still a great video though. And he didn't work on Fridays as well, so I don't know why he put that. But there you go. He's calling engineers mugs who put boilers in for 1800 quid, but you know. And Donald, I want you to read Donald's because this worries me. He's put, today's domestic gas boilers are a big con. My wife and children are all brought up in homes in the 60s with ideal boilers. Some of them were even mounted behind an attractive fire in your living room. And one of my daughters and her husband and family still have a back boiler in their living room. I've told them never let them take it out and replace it with modern crap. They don't need any maintenance bills like a modern one and go on forever. They get all their heating and hot water for very little cost. If you have one, don't let them con you into a modern piece of junk. Couple of things there, mate. Back boilers are open fluid appliances and need to be serviced every year, and I mentioned this to the comments and he kind of disagreed with me, and they can be incredibly dangerous if you don't have them serviced. Also, with them being open fluid appliances, 50% of their gas bills going up the chimney. So can you imagine how little their gas bill would be if they did have a modern boiler? which are 95–96% efficient, and they could actually go up to, well, the best they say is going to be 98. So also, where do you find your spare parts for it? So okay, Mr. Forsyth put, surprising how many installation engineers have watched this video. You should already know about boilers. I use the term engineer loosely. The real engineers are the ones who design, not the installers. Yeah, we used to be called gas fitters, but now they've changed it to gas engineers. We didn't make up the word. All the certificates now come with gas engineer. All the courses are a managed learning program to become a gas engineer. So, didn't they call train drivers engineers as well? Anyway, that's just some of the comments, what has been left on this video. So, if you want a good read and a good laugh, go and have a look at the comments, because they're quite funny, some of them. But, very interesting thing I've just seen on social media, and there was a poll going around, only for gas engineers, to find out which boilers gas engineers would install in their own homes. Now I thought I'd share it with you because it's quite interesting, the results what have come out from this poll. So this was a poll for 100 gas engineers, and yes, my answer is in here somewhere, but I won't tell you what it was. So basically these 100 engineers were asked which one they would install in their house. And these are the figures what have come out. So Vaillant, 4 engineers said they would have a Vaillant. ATAG or ATAG, however you say it, came out with 3. Now this is interesting. Baxi was 11, but Baxi Main was 9. Now really the Baxi Main is the same boilers as the Baxis, but with just cheaper warranties, less warranties, sorry, and cheaper boilers. Vicera was 1. And Ideal came out with 22, and that was the most, but they all made it quite clear that it was the Ideal Vogue boiler, not the Logic or Logic Plus or the Logic Range. Everybody made that quite clear in the poll that it was the Ideal Vogue. Intergas came out at 3. Now that's interesting because lots of people made comments on my video saying Intergas are the best boilers, but only 3 gas engineers said they'd fit them. The other one what everybody kept coming up with on the video was saying that Wiesmann were the best boilers, and they got 7. Now Worcester, who say they're the market leaders, only came out with 3. Raveney came out with 2. And Ariston came out with 3. So if you add those up, they were 68 engineers came straight out and said which they thought was the best boiler. Now 2 said, what's a boiler? So we can pretty much not count them. And then there was 30 came back with all kinds of answers. The main one being, I'd fit the cheapest boiler with the most warranty. They didn't come out and actually say which they thought was the best boiler. So that's what our 100 engineers from a survey said, which they thought was the best one. So Ideal came out top by a long way, but saying that, if you add the 2 Baxi ones, that comes to 20. So they were quite close really, but they were quite specific saying Baxi and Baxi Main. So and then the next one to that was Wiesmann, then the rest were all pretty close to each other, but nobody mentioned things like Glowworm. They didn't even get a mention, which is part of the Vaillant group. Can't really think of any of the other big major players who didn't get a mention for saying they would put them into their house. So that's just a quick video on what gas engineers think is the best boiler. Now it will be for 2021. So if you've liked this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If you are a gas engineer, put in the comments down below which boiler you think is the best boiler and we can continue this poll. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe because it helps, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because YouTube will tell you exactly when I upload a video, which is mainly on Mondays and Wednesdays. All I've got left to say is, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for 2021. Cheers guys!